Do a presentation I like to call When They See You. See, it was a painful watch for somebody else, but I want to make sure you're aware of what happens when they see you. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Mario Price. I'm an attorney by profession at Georgetown for law school. Worked on Wall Street for about 10 years after getting my MBA from the University of Michigan. I also have a BBA, a Bachelor of Business Administration, in accounting from the University of Texas. Now, I've been a member of this fraternity for about 27 years, going on 28 years, and I've served a lot of different capacities. That's why I really enjoy working with folks to help produce some things. So what I want to do is I want to take us to an exercise on self-identity. Now, what I put in the middle of the table, there was a worksheet there. There was also some note cards with lines on it. Make sure you have two of those note cards, and we're going to go through an exercise a little bit later. Now, the Central Park Five. Anybody remember who the Central Park Five were? Anybody? It wasn't quite 25 years, but the age, so the men, and it is important to know that they're now men. It was Kevin Richardson, Antron McCray, Yusuf Salaam, Corey Wise, and Raymond Santana Jr. Kevin Richardson, Antron McCray, Yusuf Salaam, Corey Wise, and Raymond Santana Jr. They were 14 to 16 years old. Black, one was Puerto Rican, various heights, sizes, builds. One was doing well in school, one wasn't doing so well in school. They played musically, but they were just regular guys who happened to be in Central Park, around the Central. Some of them weren't even around the Central Park area. But I don't know if you saw in the clip, it says, "Arrest every black boy you saw in Central Park that day." So they were arrested, brought there, accused of a crime they didn't commit, and they were all convicted. Corey Wise was 16 years old. Anybody 16? He was 16 years old. They said, since you're 16, we're gonna try you and convict you as an adult. So the four younger ones received the maximum sentence they could get as a juvenile, and he was put into an adult prison, 16 years old. And that's what happened. And the thing that you got to understand is that, sure, they were later exonerated. Some got college degrees, some have businesses, some have all doing all kinds of things, but they had to go through 14 years of hell because of the way they were seen. And so I want to flip it and not talk about when they see us. I want you to say when they see you. And so one thing I want to get into is that there they are right there, young men there. I hope you can see yourself in them, because I got bad news and I got good news for you. Somebody sees you in them. We'll get into that. It's a great question. Because I got a question for you. In fact, that leads me to the next slide. You ever seen this phrase? Anybody ever heard, don't judge a book by its cover? Now, by a show of hands, who agrees with that? Everybody got their hands up? Everybody got their hands up? Well, I got good news for you. I got bad news for you. Yes, that is a saying. And yes, there is some truth to that. But the bad news is, we all do. Everybody judges a book by its cover. Right or wrong, have you ever seen a person and formed an opinion about that person before they open their mouth? Like I remember one time I said, you know what? Like there used to be a boxer a long time ago named Mike Tyson. And if you turn the sound off and you see Mike, and he would fight then you turn the sound on, he goes, you're like, his voice doesn't match what I was expecting. You ever heard about it didn't sound like how they looked? The reason why that happened is because you judged a book by its cover. Now, is that fair? Is it fair? Okay, hold on. So, like you have to show up. You have on a white shirt, you got on ties, you got your pants are up here, and you got belts on, and you look intelligent. I shouldn't give you credit for looking intelligent? No, I shouldn't judge a book by cover. You just told me that I should not judge a book by its cover. I want to understand what you're saying. I'm looking at you, and you look intelligent. You got on ties. You're combed, you're neat. Your appearance is proper. And you're telling me that I shouldn't give you credit for that. But you don't want credit for that. So hold on. I got two guys side by side. One is in a suit and tie, and one is got his pants. And you know how they put the belt up under the butt? Like they're not just sagging. They're like, I want to put them right there so they'll stay. And they got the drawers out. And they got the do-rag on, all this stuff. And I see two people, and I got a job. And a quick assignment, and I need somebody responsible, and I just see two there. You're telling me I can't formulate an opinion as to who I want to have represent me? No, I want to make sure I understand what's going on, because you're telling me that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I'm telling you every day we do. And you should. You should. You should. Because it's going to happen anyway. Don't be naive into thinking that it doesn't matter. So here's what I want you to do. You all have covers. And I think on the sheet of paper, this is a place where you write things. I want you to take a few moments, take about 30 seconds to write down your cover. You know, and you could, not just how you look now, but kind of in your normal walk. As you're walking, people are going to see you and they're going to see a cover. Oh, black guy. Light skin, dark skin, tall, short, hair's like this, hair's like that. He's got on, you know, how you dress. Your cover is the outside. It's not subjective, it's objective. Light skin and dark skin, because all those things matter. Do you realize in the criminal justice system, your skin tone, not just your ethnicity, has an impact on how the jury's going to see you? Do you realize that? Like I mean, it's so just understand. So I'm not saying put a vote on it, you know, wait to it, but recognize it. So take about 60 seconds and write down about 5 things, 5 characteristics of your cover. What's your cover? Your outside. If you're tall, if you're short, if you're fat, if you're thin. Yes, sir.
Is there another pen or pencil I recommend?
I came prepared. I may have one on me, but I just want to. I want to say it like that to emphasize a point. So next week, you should come prepared.